Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you like what we do here and you want us to continue to pump out this great content, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and also make sure to check out our new page. It's PrepZone.info. There, you'll find all of our content in one place, and also all of our game reports and photo galleries from the sports and events we attend and cover. And before I head over to the podcast, I want to say a big thank you to our sponsors. Are you looking to buy or sell your home, or just curious about what the current real estate market is? Check out AlessandraDivinoHomes.com. Working with Alessandra is your key to succeeding in this current real estate market. And also, ASF Sports and Outdoors. ASF is our sponsor for the Student Athlete of the Month, and check them out. They are 1560 Post Road East, and their website is shopasf.com. Now, let's head over to the podcast. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today, and welcome to the PrepZone Podcast. I'm your host, Estevao Divino, and today I have with me the Staples cheerleading team. I have Coach Berti with me and Morgan, senior captain. How you guys doing?
Great. How are you?
Good. It's been a long time coming. I'm so happy to have you guys here. All right.
Excited. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's been great. I mean, I've followed you guys all year. You know, I think you guys have done an amazing job.
Thank you.
Because you follow the football team through rain, shine, cold weather, 30-degree weather. So, Coach, I want to kick it off with you a little bit. I think everyone has a little notion of what cheerleading is.
Yeah.
If you can summarize for a little bit, talk to us about what the sport of cheerleading means to you and what it is.
Oh my gosh. You wanted me to do it quick?
No, you go for it. Just go for it.
No, I think that you're right. That students, especially like of the high school age, they see it on the sidelines. They see the girls on the sidelines, and no one sees the work that goes behind it. And like, for example, today we were at practice, and the girls were stunting, we're learning, and the girls are taking hits that like football players would take too. So it's just as athletic as any other sport, if not more. But no one sees that because our time to perform is those 2 minutes and 30 seconds that we have when we're out there. That's our perfected part. No one sees like the behind the scenes work where we're learning and we're doing all the work. So we get to put on a really pretty show, but then no one sees what the behind the scenes work is.
It goes into that. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned how tough it is. I see Morgan wearing a neck brace, right? Yeah. By that, like, you can tell things aren't easy. Yeah. Morgan, in your own words, what does cheerleading mean to you, and what you do when you're out there? What's your mentality? Talk to about that a little bit.
I mean, I first joined cheer because of like just the energy of it. Like, it's something that I love, making people happy, and I feel like being a cheerleader, cheering to the stands, is my way of helping like spread spirit, spread cheer, making the crowd happy, like them seeing my smile. And so cheerleading, it does mean a lot to me because my ultimate goal in life is just to try to make everyone around me happy, including myself.
Yeah, I think, at least to me, sometimes, when a game is out of hand, either way, a lot or a little, like you're winning by a lot, losing by a little, you guys are still going at it, cheering. And I'm like, man, that takes some spirit that, not everyone has it.
Well, yeah, because we're the ones who they see. Like, we're right in front. The football players are on the field, but we're right in front of them. They're going to see if we're still having a good time.
We set the tone.
Yeah, it might affect people in the stands. So
absolutely. I mean, I look at what we're recording this. I mean, the basketball game just happened, right? And you saw how the crowd impacted the game.
Yeah,
It was just amazing. The whole energy, the energy in the gym was outstanding. Now, as we talk about the cheerleading squad, Coach, how do you guys look at who's going to make that squad, tryouts? Talk about the process of becoming a cheerleader at the Staples program.
So the process is actually going to be new to me too this year. But I do know that, tryouts are actually in the spring. They're in May. And we look at about 5 different categories. There's stunting, jumping, tumbling, dancing, and then like execution. And then overall, like personality, like kind of like what Morgan was talking about, like, are you going to be able to be that person that is going to make everyone happy and set the tone even when things aren't going our way? So we kind of look at 5 different areas overall, and they actually, tryouts are actually in the spring, and then we practice a little in the spring, and then they do captain's practice, right? All summer?
Yeah.
Yeah, all summer, and then
3 days a week.
Yeah, and then like it really starts, our hardest work is in the summer.
So preparing for the fall season, and then because once it starts, you guys go through all the sports, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys cheer just not only for football. What are the other sports you cheer for?
It's football and basketball.
Football and
Boys
basketball.
girls, yeah.
And then you go into competitions after that?
Yes.
Yeah, then it's our competition season and then tryouts again, and it's like a whole.
It's like a 9-month, 10-month sport.
It's full year sport.
So talk about the competitions where I guess like 90% of the school or 99
Yeah.
doesn't see it.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're out there competing. How do the competitions go? Talk about that a little bit.
So the competitions, well, I loved this football season, and I think this basketball season will be really fun. But the competitions have traditionally been my favorite part because that's really where we get to see the work from August to January. We have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to put it out there. And we do it 6 times. That's it. We do it 6 times for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and that determines our season. So the competitions are my favorite part. And then I would love to have more Staples community at our competitions to see like the work that these girls put in from August to January. We have 6 times to nail it, and like just the energy that a crowd could bring. I mean, we bring that energy to the crowds. So I think like we really hope that we can get that energy back to us this year.
And we got to get the word out, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we got, and I know you guys do an excellent job in your Instagram because I see, I do see,
Thank you.
like sometimes, you know, we're always trying to keep up with everything that's going on, and I see you guys practicing the pyramids, right? Now, talk about the pyramids a little bit, Morgan, because I think they're always fun to see. How tough are they, and how much practice goes into one of those stunts?
Okay, so from what I know of my past 2 years of cheerleading, because I've been out all season, because the skydiving and bear incident, it's quite a like a situation. There's a lot that plays into it. Like everyone is important. Like there's not one person who does more than anyone else, or if a stunt falls, it's never one person's fault. It's like you're all doing it together. So to actually hit the pyramid and get
it's
it,
the best.
yeah,
the
it means that
best.
everyone played their part, everyone did it, and it takes some time to perfect that.
Yeah, it does not look easy. It's not something I would ever attempt to do it. But every time I see it, I'm like, wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
I feel it's impressive. Now, when you guys go through your practices, is it like you practice every day and you guys practice at school? Can you walk through where, how I guess my question is, how does a cheerleading team work? Because we kind of know where all the other teams work.
Yeah.
How do you guys work on a day-to-day? What does your day look like and your week looks like?
Yeah. So in the fall, we practice 3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah.
And then obviously we have football games every week. And in the fall, we're able to practice at Staples in the field house, which has been really nice. And then in the winter, we transition a little bit over to game day and comp team practices. So comp team will practice 3 to 4 days a week, and then game day will practice 1 to 2 times a week. And then obviously whatever games we're cheering at that week. And in the winter, we actually move over to Bedford, and we practice at Bedford all season just because there's so many sports.
Yeah.
And we're lucky enough that we have 2 sets of mats, so we're able to do that.
Oh, okay, so you do it in multiple, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, and I think I've always, you always kind of notice cheerleading in the sport, but when you see the university out giving scholarships, there's a real path to cheerleading to go to college, right? I mean, do you guys talk about that? Is this something that comes up as you guys meet as a team and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see more high school cheerleaders aspire to do it in college. I think that it's a commitment in high school, and to do it in college is the commitment is just unbelievable with the traveling and the practices, and you can't come home for breaks and all of that. But I would love to see more high school girls really try and get on those college teams, because that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can imagine. And Morgan, how does the team work? Like I guess talk about, on your day-to-day, how along do you guys get so well? The team chemistry, talk a little bit about that. I'm sure people are always, because you guys are always happy, always jumping. There's got to be some trouble somewhere in paradise, but talk about it.
Well, the stereotypical cheerleader is like a lot of drama, but like, of course there's going to be some drama.
Any
We're
sport.
teenage
Right.
girls.
Like with any sport, there's going to be, right? Yeah.
But I'm going to be completely honest. Cheerleading is the one sport. I've played many sports in my life, and cheerleading is the one sport that I've actually been friends with everyone on the team. We're all very supportive of each other. We always are smiling. I mean, because we have been trained to smile, but we also are always smiling and showing kind words to each other, and it's very fun because we spend so much time with each other. We're just very comfortable.
Yeah, I know that when like when
a little too comfortable. Sometimes.
Well, but like when now,
I love it.
When we're around, when you're around, it's like you guys are everywhere. But like when I see the football team walk around, you guys are always so happy. And I know my wife is always looking. Look at them, they're so great. Look at so it really does push attention to everyone because it's just like the spirits. I mean, people want to be around people who are happy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right? Like nobody wants to be around a Debbie Down. Everybody wants to be around someone who's really happy.
Yeah.
Right? So that's really exciting. Now, I want to ask, can you guys share some like team stories that are funny and people kind of guess, oh, I get it. These are things that happen in a day-to-day team, but just like, I don't know, it can be a meet, can be, like some sort of game, a travel on a bus, but some that would kind of say, this is what the team is all about. Maybe like a story. I always like to share stories that people, like, unless you're in there, you don't know about, but maybe there's something you guys can share that won't give away too much.
Okay.
You have one?
I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of stories that I don't know if I can share over this podcast.
Well, find one that you can.
Like I said, we're very, very close. As a team, we're very close.
Yes.
So our practices are
and our
fun.
Our cheer sleepover, very fun.
So you guys do sleepovers. That's you guys do pasta dinners too as well and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
See, there you go. That's
those are so much fun. And
the community, honestly, the community has been incredible.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I have really noticed coming into Staples is that the community support for every sport, but like cheerleading especially because it's usually not recognized. The community support, especially from the gridiron moms, it's unbelievable, and it really makes a difference in how the girls in their season and how they feel. And those pasta dinners were so incredible.
Yeah, they're so fun. Like I look forward to those. Like last year, right when the last one happened, I was like, oh man, I can't wait till the next one. And they pay for all of it too, so it's like
it's amazing.
They really.
Yeah, it's and where you're echoing is what we hear from everyone. Like it's the community really gathers around the teams.
Yeah.
And us, as we cover all these teams, we really see that how important it is to the town.
Yes.
And it's it's like it's funny because you said like recognition, right? I guess if I walked in the football team and the cheerleading squad wasn't there, that's the first thing I noticed. I'm like, wait, where are they? Right? I mean, because it's like, I remember we walked the state championship, like guys were on the side, like we're all like, okay, well, they're here, okay, great. And those kind of things kind of form it's almost like, it's a routine for everything that goes on, right?
I feel like everyone, like the stands and the cheerleaders kind of feed off of one another. Like
definitely.
I noticed at the Southington game, we were a little late because it was just a long bus ride. There's always issues with our buses. Anyways.
You're not the only one. I've heard that from a lot of teams, yes.
Yeah. And when we walked on, I was looking up at the crowd and all the parents were looking at us and then they start like standing up and cheering. And then that just like, at least personally for me, I started cheering. I was like, let's go boys. And it kind of, then like everyone was just cheering and then it was so loud and then the game.
Yeah. I remember in the state championship when there was a last stop, you guys were right on the sideline because I was right in front of you guys. I could see. I was going. I was like, when Max made that tackle, like I jumped up and you guys were right behind me. It's like we're all like they were cheering. So that was
was risky because I was looking at the captains and that's not something like that they've ever done. But like I'm used to like that's what I grew up doing. Right. So I looked at them and I was like, we need to go down there. Let's go run. We're so going. And we stood there and we screamed.
I know.
It was, and I'm so happy we went down there.
Right. It was great. I mean, because I remember like I was right there and I looked back and you guys are right next to me. Like, oh, great. Let's do it. It's really exciting. But it was an incredible run. I mean, I think it was amazing to be a part of, right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
It really was. Okay, so now, Coach, I want to direct this question to you. If ladies looking at this podcast and thinking about, hey, I want to join this squad, what would you recommend for them to start working on and start get the level? Because, I mean, what you guys do is next level cheerleading. It's a lot of it. So what could they be working on at this age, at a young age, to build up to that level?
So I think that a great place to start is by getting involved in a gym, like a tumbling gym. And the tumbling gyms kind of cover all of those categories. Like they have skills classes where you could work on jumps or stunting. Because if you're new, especially like brand new, you want to have an idea of what position you're going to be most successful in, whether that's a base or a back spot or a flyer. And those things take a long time to learn. And they're changing constantly. So if someone like knows that they want to join cheerleading, I would definitely get involved in a gym and work on those private stunting classes or the tumbling, and like the jumps and the stretching. And it's a lot about confidence. So working on confidence too.
Yeah. So I want to go back because you said something about positions.
Yeah.
So can you talk, because I don't know any positions. I don't know how many people are looking here. So can you walk us through a little bit what the positions are? One of you guys talk through that?
Yeah. So first, I was a base, which there's 2 bases. And in one stunt, there's 4 people.
Right.
We have the 2 bases on the bottom, our main base and our secondary base.
Mm-hmm.
And those are.
And I'm sorry, those are specialized positions. That's all those they do through that stunt, correct?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
And that's okay. And the bases hold each other, like the flyer's feet, like holding like this, and you lift them up into the air. And then we have our back spots who hold the back of the flyer, lift them up into the air, sometimes hold onto their legs or back. And then the flyer who's sitting in the palms of the base's feet and fly up
The flyer
into
Wow.
literally trust the 3 girls at the bottom with everything she
which
has.
is exactly what I've never even considered being a flyer.
No, never.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, because
not.
it's just like
Horrified.
it's like the trust and you just have it's. I'm sorry, but what comes to mind right now is race car driving, because a race car driver, like when he's going 300 miles an hour and he's trusting that every tire is gonna catch the road and everything, because if anything goes wrong, he's done, right? But he's trusting that every single part of that car is gonna work, and it's almost like you guys. You have to trust that everyone is gonna do what they're supposed to do.
Exactly.
Which is why I feel like our team is so strong, because we all have been kind of forced to trust each other physically growing up the people, and now I just feel like we kind of all trust each other.
Right. So you talked about that, so I want to just touch a little bit more on the competition side of cheerleading. So when you guys go to competitions, and win is important, but I want to talk about the experience of it and how the judging, where it happens, and what are those competitions all about. Can you expand on that a little?
Yeah. So the competitions are where that is like what high school cheerleading was traditionally about, and it's made a big shift into game day cheerleading. But the competitive side of cheerleading, so we compete 6 times a year. That's it. Like we're 6 times a season, 2 minutes and 30-second routine. And that's a routine that we work on for months and months and months and months. So there are judges. There's a whole panel of judges, and there's a whole state score sheet. And they're looking at all of those elements that, like the stunting, the tumbling, the execution, the difficulty, our facials, like
smile.
they're looking at everything, and they score us. And that's the part about cheerleading that I really want people to understand, is that like one Saturday we may not perform well and we may place, lower, but then we could come back the next Saturday and hit the routine and place higher. But it's just so different from other sports that we just have these 6 chances. And all we can do is trust each other and know that we're doing our best and doing our job.
Yeah. Is it like, when you talk about 6, is it a continuous competition, or are they all individual competitions?
So there are 2 competitions that are like state, like we have the FCAC that never changes, and then we have states that never changes.
So it's just like any sport. So you run the conference, and then you go into the states.
Yes. And then throughout we have like local competitions. So like we can choose which ones we go to, and we just stay local. But we try and stay in the FCAC because that's who, our competition is.
Right.
So we try and keep those 4 local competitions within the FCAC, and then the first Saturday in February is always the FCAC competition, and then the first Saturday in March is the state competition.
I had no idea. It's like I had no idea because FCAC, all the sports run in the States. So that's amazing. That's really great.
Yeah.
And and now you mentioned competition, so I got to bring this up because I see like there's a big, like, I guess a friendship between the cheerleading squad from both teams when you guys play together.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, you got
Friendship circle.
Right? Is that what it's called? Explain that, because I have no idea what that is, and I'm sure I don't know if everyone does.
Okay, so I can't expose us too much, but I'm going to say what is allowed.
Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, just talk a little bit. I guess just so that I can understand.
That's
I think
right,
people
yeah.
you see them all together, like, oh, they're friends. Well, I mean, yes, but us like,
Yeah,
well, now
people
you're talking
that-
about competition. You go ahead, talk about that.
So every every home game every game we always go during halftime to the center of the field, both teams, and we make a little circle, like typically one Staples player, then just like every other, if the teams are equal. And we go around and say one thing, which it can vary. It could be like an example, like your favorite Thanksgiving dish.
Yeah.
And you say like Staples says hello and hello, welcome from like Thanksgiving food, stuffing. It's just, it's like that.
Just to get to know them, right? That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a very, very sweet
deep.
tradition. Yeah, it could be something super silly, and the girls decide it just on the spot. It could be something super silly that they want to share, or it could be like on Thanksgiving, like I think they maybe did what they were grateful for.
Nice.
So it's just a tradition that's been carried on, and I love that Staples continues to do it, because some teams just don't do it, and we're like, oh, are we not doing the friendship circle? But I love that Staples has carried on that tradition.
Yeah. And even though it's not very deep, or we don't really get to know them that well, it still is nice because you're just showing that you're a part of another school, but we still care, like you're still worth.
Yeah, it's like, and I just want to understand it because you see it happening, right? And then, and then I guess one more question is, why do some games you guys perform at and some games you don't do the halftime?
That's a good question.
That's usually about weather.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
If the field is wet, we can't perform because we can't risk someone slipping and during their tumbling or whatever, or
Stunting, yeah.
And
so for safety,
we don't perform at away games because it's always home games.
Yeah.
When it's our field, we'll perform unless if there's a weather.
If it's cold enough where we can't feel our fingers or toes, that's not a safe situation for us to perform a routine, unfortunately. But yeah, unfortunately, the weather was pretty rough this season. I think we stood in more rain than I have in my whole life.
And the prep game was so cold. Like I was by the heater over there just trying to feel my hands. After doing post-game interviews, I had to actually let me feel my hands so I could actually grab the microphone because I couldn't feel anything. So
exactly.
It was crazy.
Yeah, like the girls need to be able to feel their toes if they're flying. Like they have to be able to control their foot. And the bases and the back spots need to be able to feel their fingers. And that's the stuff people don't realize. Like we're not performing just because we didn't feel like it. Like it's a safety. It's for safety reasons that we had to make that decision.
Yeah, I mean, I always knew there was a reason. I always wanted to get out there. So what happens, this. So that's great. So you perform at home games, at away games. The other team has the right to do it, and then you guys.
We love watching.
Yeah,
we all sit in a row and watch the other team. It's fun.
Yeah.
No, it's really cool. I mean, it was just great to have you guys here. It was just so much fun. I hope this is not the last time. Now, so the competition season starts in
January.
Okay. So we'll definitely have you back on to talk about those competitions because I want, to make sure that we cover you guys. We're there with you and kind of, again, like I said, I think if the takeaway from here is about the competition and there's a whole conference, there's a whole state side of this.
There's a lot more than
just standing on the sideline of the game and cheering and help. Yes. Although that's very appreciated, but it's really, there's a lot that goes on into it. It's great.
There is,
Well,
the commitment.
And now I want to switch gears over to a little bit of fun quick hits. We're going to ask you guys questions and you guys
excited.
all right? So you do friendship circle, so this shouldn't be not too much for you guys, okay? So, all right. So let's get this going. All right. Morning person or night owl?
Morning.
Okay, it depends because wait, am I allowed to elaborate?
Yeah, you can elaborate on anything.
It doesn't matter if I get 2 hours of sleep or 20. I'll wake up the first 1 to 2 minutes. I'm actually like a zombie, and then I just have a burst of energy, and then I can't stop. And then I usually dance as I get ready for the day, but now I can't really dance, so I kind of just move my arms because that's all I can really.
All right, so you dance in front of the mirror. That's great.
So you go there. And then I continue that on. Oh, and then I listen to my club music in my car.
In the morning?
Of course. Oh yeah.
You are a morning girl.
But I also. Yeah, but I love at night. I also just get a lot of energy. It's more between 3 and 5 p.m. I don't really.
As you get older, your energy will die on. Now you see. Texting or calling?
As I've gotten older, calling.
Both require a lot of no texting. I think the talking, communicating part is easier on the calling because you're just talking. You could do something else, but texting could be less stressful, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, depends on who you're calling.
True.
So
I always say,
don't
like,
know.
to my opinion, calling is a little bit better just because, like, you can hear the tone of the person.
So true. The amount
Correct,
of times I've
yeah.
gotten into little, like, not like fights, but like little tensions because, like, you
Yeah,
just
just 'cause
can't
you didn't
understand.
understand.
Because you write one way and the person can be, have a good day, have a good day. So it can be like, right, it's like, can be very
Like, what
different.
are
Yeah.
you- Yeah.
Yeah. All right, dogs or cats?
Oh, dog.
Dogs, because I am very allergic to cats.
All right.
And one did scratch my finger when I was like 5 years old and made me bleed. So I've always
You have
held a
good
grudge
reason,
on.
yeah.
There you go. You have a
Good
very good reason.
reason. Yeah.
All right. All-time favorite movie or series?
Oh my God. You know it?
Oh yeah. Harry Potter. Definitely. It's like I can't. It's so good. It's so good. And I've never actually read the books, but the movies are amazing.
Yeah, we
Hunger
had
Games.
we had a 100 Games. We have a family vacation where we went to Universal, and there's so much Harry Potter stuff there. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I wasn't into it, but it was like, I thought it was great. Amazing. Coach?
I mean, I'm not a huge movie person, but like the first thing that comes to mind, like you're gonna laugh. The first thing that comes to mind is like Goodfellas and like My Cousin Vinny.
Love
like,
it.
Those kinds of movies.
So you're a mafia person. That's
I
like
mean-
me. Yeah, we would get along with that. Absolutely. Because
They're fun to watch.
every time Cousin Vinny comes on, I stop and watch it.
You have to watch it.
Yeah,
You can't not.
Absolutely. All right. Roller coasters or bumper car rides?
Roller coaster.
Roller coasters. That's just like, it gives me a headache. Like constantly getting like also
You
whiplash.
can't. No chance for you.
Beach or sightseeing?
Beach.
Beach.
Sweet or salty?
TBH, salty. I've kind of gotten out of my
Changes
sweet
every day.
phase. It does.
So you're salty. I'll say pizza or burger if you had to choose.
What is it?
Pizza or burger?
Oh, burger. I got sick of I got sick of pizza after having it every week for a birthday party in 3rd grade. No, I'm so sick of it, and cake, and I don't eat cake or cupcakes, or I hate it. It makes me nauseous,
We always have cupcakes.
and I never eat one.
I don't like
See, there you go.
I
You'll
always
you'll
get
find
one
something about the
together.
cupcakes. There
You
you
are.
go. You'll find something about the cupcakes.
Oh, man.
How about sweet or salt for you, Coach?
Sweet.
Okay, so sweet, cake or ice cream?
Oh my God. Fun fact, really fun fact. My grandparents own the Summer Street Dairy Queen in Stamford. So I have to say ice cream.
You have to ice cream. Okay, so there, that's a really cool fun fact.
Yeah.
All right. This one's going to take some time for you guys to think about. What 3 people would you bring with you if you were stuck in a desert island?
Okay, first one, 100% my dad. He's he's the smartest person I know. He is so resourceful. He grew up with not much and was able to turn it into more. Yeah. Now the other 2 is gonna be hard to think. So
We were on an island.
You're on a desert island. You got to bring 3 people with you. So total of 4. So who are the
has
other
to
3
be
people?
people who I know.
No, it can be anybody.
Oh.
It can be anybody. Taylor Swift doesn't count though.
I don't really know how much value. I love her. I'm a huge Swiftie. I don't think she'd bring a lot of value.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It doesn't
Yeah.
count.
Maybe The Rock, because like,
You're going right there, The Rock. I like
well, I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
because
You're
like,
thinking.
So your
what if-
dad,
what if,
The
like-
Rock. Yeah, we got
'cause
my
2. My dad has a broken leg, so he won't be able to like climb up a tree. But like maybe
you got one more.
maybe
You bring your dad, The Rock, and you got one more.
I was thinking like Oprah. No, she wouldn't. She wouldn't.
No,
really
I was
help.
thinking you need like someone like encouraging.
Yeah.
So like you have the physical, you have the resourceful. Now you need encouragement.
That's a good way to think about it. That's a good. It's the first time I've heard to think. That's a good way to think about it.
Jennifer Aniston. I don't know.
She could be
She
encouraging.
just like
She's happy.
I love what. Yeah.
yeah.
Listen,
Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston movies.
Adam
Yes.
Sandler.
Adam.
Yeah. Maybe I need Adam Sandler there too.
Well, yeah, it's
Have to stay positive.
because Sandler, you got either Drew Barrymore or Jennifer Aniston, so you can pick your
True.
choice, right? So that's a
Yeah.
good choice.
Yeah.
How about you, Coach? The 3 people you bring with you.
I have been thinking this whole time that that's all I've come up with, that you have to have a physical person, a resourceful person, and an encouraging, positive person.
Yeah.
That's a really good answer. I like that. So
Thank
we'll
you.
take that. Yes. Would you rather spend 1 year at the North Pole or 2 years in the Sahara Desert?
Sahara Desert. I can't survive the cold. I'm Canadian, but I can't survive the cold.
Wow. I have no idea. Oh my God. No, I want to go to the North Pole.
You go to the North Pole?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's only a year there. So you can
Yeah, it's only
yeah. Okay. What superpower do you wish you had?
I've never thought about this question.
What?
Never.
Oh my God.
So you probably have. What is your superpower? What is it?
Flying. The amount of dreams I've had about me flying.
Just flying.
Yes.
So that's why you're a Harry Potter fan. I got it. I get it. Yeah.
Or mind reading, but also like then again, do I really want to know what people are thinking?
Remember, did you guys watch was the Mel Gibson movie called What Women Want?
No.
Oh wait.
So it was a movie where he got shocked.
Oh yeah,
and he could actually read, and it caused more trouble than it did good because he realized everybody hated him. Right? Because he wasn't a good person. However, it turned really well because it turned him into a really great person.
Right.
Because he realized that everything he was doing was taken the wrong way.
Yeah.
Right? But in the beginning, it was really tough for him.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, maybe you don't want to know. I agree with you on that.
Like, don't care about what other people
Right.
say. Like, don't listen to the others.
Exactly. So it is like, but I think flying is cooler though.
I would go with flying.
Definitely.
It's just fun.
I mean, I guess I would go with like a version of flying just because like sitting in traffic is my ultimate, like it's the end of me is the traffic. So I would take a version of flying.
Gotcha.
I play my club music when I'm in traffic.
All right. So I have this one. What is your spiciest opinion that everyone disagrees with?
Spicy.
Oh, I saw that on like, I don't know, somewhere recent, maybe TikTok or something.
I
Okay.
don't understand.
Like
spiciest?
So like the most controversial person,
Yeah.
for example, like I can say like for me, it's like it's always like LeBron versus Jordan, right? So it's like I'll say Jordan and everybody's LeBron. So it's like I'm talking about something that you've talked to your friends or whatever. You say something everybody disagrees with you, or maybe just an opinion, have a restaurant opinion about.
Something that everyone should. Well, it's fine if you don't agree with it, but I like you more if you do agree with it. That just drinking plain milk.
What? Wait,
you don't like chocolate?
You want us to drink plain milk? You want us to sit there and drink plain milk?
So you mean like
so good.
no chocolate, no straw, nothing, just plain milk?
No, I mean chocolate. That's just like I don't know, too sweet for me. But just plain like having a nice long ski day and then coming home and like doing your shower and skincare routine and then like just having a little milk. It's so good.
There you go. Just
so refreshing.
I have never.
But also it fills you up. Also refreshing.
See, there you go. Refreshing.
I don't like the warm milk. That's like for babies. I've tried that.
Yeah. Now
I'm speechless.
See that's a good stuff. You just found out something about it. See, that was very good. How about you? Do you have something that's controversial that I guess?
Got in a lot of hate for that.
I mean, you know, like the simple things like Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi. Like if you say Diet Pepsi, just drink something else. It's like don't insult Diet Coke like that.
Yeah.
So you say Diet Coke's better than Pepsi?
Oh my God. Is it a question?
Okay.
Is it a question?
Well, see, like I can sense like the anger there, so I'll move straight on. I personally like both, so like I like to alternate. I like to keep my my mouth guessing.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I like
see that maybe
plain Pepsi over Coke.
Do we love
Diet
McDonald's soda no matter what?
Oh, of
Can we agree on that?
Of course.
Yes.
McDonald's soda no matter what.
But Sprite also always
no matter what. There was, and I might be dating myself, but have you guys ever heard of the movie The Invention of Lying?
No.
It was Ricky Gervais, and the whole thing in the movie is like nobody can tell a lie. It's just everything is real. And the Pepsi commercial was Pepsi when they don't have Coke.
Oh, that's so true.
Right? That's
That's so true.
so that movie was interesting because but it's interesting. But I never forgot the first ad.
Wow.
Pepsi when they don't have Coke, right? Because that's because everybody's gonna have a Coke. Is Pepsi okay? Right?
Well,
So you got
not
the
really,
but. All right. So the last one here is: if you could go back and relive one day in your life, what day would that be? It can be a day that was, important to you, or one day you'd like to see from above. But one day in your life, you can go back and relive that.
Oh my God.
This goes in your memory bank about, what is one of the best days I've had.
Wow, that's hard. But the first one that comes to mind, and I have to explain because when people hear it, they're going to be like, "What?" So my wedding day, only because for some reason I think I was just like so overwhelmed at how beautiful it was. The second I walked into my reception, I was sick to my stomach with a feeling I've never felt before, and I still haven't felt again to this day. And so unfortunately, I spent my whole wedding reception drinking like ginger ale and laying on the couch in the other room, and I didn't really get to reception. So I would just redo that part only because of that reason.
That's amazing. That's really cool. It's a good story. about you?
By redo, do you mean like relive it or like redo it?
Either or. Like the first thing that could like, because I've had people in here that talked about like, I think the girls soccer they talk about I could go back and redo the FCAC championship from 2 years ago. I'd like to, so there's no right or wrong answer. It's just about, a little insight into what the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay, well, I'm going to be completely honest. Since the holidays are coming up, the first thing that came to mind was when I was younger on Christmas morning. And I would wake up at 3 a.m. because I was so excited. I would go to bed at like 11.
Oh my God, I love
and
that.
I would wake up at 3 a.m. and I would run to my banister and like peek over and see if there were presents under the tree. And I would just like stay up and I'd run to my sister's room. And I'd ask her, I was like, wait, you have to come see the presents, but we could never go and open them. We'd always have to wait. We'd have to stay upstairs and then we'd go wake up my mom and then she'd be like, it's too early. But anyways, I just like the old Christmases.
I love that.
That's a great, it's
like a whole nother feeling.
It is.
So I had, and I want to share something like that. That's an amazing feeling because I remember like the first, I have two boys. One works here, and the other one's old in college already. And the first Christmas morning where I woke up before them, like they were asleep at Christmas. No. I'm like, oh man, it's over, right? So it's like, but it's like it's that feeling, right, that you had back then, and it's like it's a great feeling.
Like taking so long to fall asleep because I'm just up all night.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh my God, like
seeing the holidays from a kid's eyes is so special.
It is.
That will forever be my peak happiness. Like I
love that.
Like I'm very happy, but
you are very
just like
you're a very happy person.
It's
I mean that's another. It's that magic.
We had the super fans here, and I think Mac's answer stuck with me. He said that same question. He said, if I could go back and just any day in junior high, I was so happy at camp. Right? He said, but that's kind of the same thing, right? Yeah. So it's like I guess the key is to know that you're in the good days before you leave them. Right, and enjoy every moment of them.
Yes,
right.
Yeah, that's what I live by. Like enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Even on like a lot of people talk down about rainy days, but I've kind of learned that you just kind of have to appreciate everything.
No rain, no flowers.
Yeah. Exactly. Like a rainbow only comes because it rains.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta look through the bad things and look at.
Yeah, I
positive.
mean, we do like a morning walk, so I'm always like trying to feed myself with positive stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then one thing that I think I said last week was that you got to learn to take both. Praise and criticism because a flower needs sun and the rain to grow. It can't just be one.
That.
I have a tattoo of that.
Yeah, so there you go. See,
that's one of my many. The girls are very. They want me to do a tattoo tour.
You should. Tattoo hall.
Yeah, they really want me to, but that's one of them.
Well, awesome, ladies. It was so great having you guys here. All right, we'll definitely do this again. It was so much fun.
It was so fun. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.